Hello, this is John Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in this series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks. We still have space on the 2011 photography workshop, which begins in 2 months. If you're interested in joining us, now is definitely the time to grab your spot. This year we will not be visiting Everest, but instead we'll be trekking to a mountain in western Tibet called Mount Kailash. Kailash is a very spiritual and holy mountain, and is the favorite trek of most of my Sherpa friends. All of the information for the 2011 workshop can be found on a new website I've set up called HimalayanWorkshops.com. I'm very excited to say that the Kailash trek will be our most affordable trip to date, and will also be a relatively short trip at just over 2 weeks. I know that many people have wanted to join us in the past, but just haven't been able to afford the 3 to 4 weeks that those other trips have lasted. So far, we already have a few repeat customers from our first and second workshop treks, and that just goes to show how important and meaningful these trips are to everyone who participates. They're so much more than an outdoor photography classroom. They're the adventure of a lifetime. Again, please visit HimalayanWorkshops.com for all of the details, and we hope to see you at Kailash in 2011.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 148, a 365-step program.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm John Miller. We are going to definitely get into Season 5 today with the first of the sightseeing. And I know that this is going to be very familiar footage to a lot of you out in the audience because, as I mentioned, we're going to be going to, since we're going to be seeing some monkeys, obviously we're going to be going to the monkey temple, Swayambhunath. But I think everyone who's on the Skype line with me will agree that you probably can't go to this place too many times. Every time you go, you see something new. So I'm always really excited to show new footage of these stupas because I always see something new, and it's always cool to see through other people's eyes as well. So joining me on the line is Jeffrey from Canada. How you doing, Jeffrey?
Hey, great, John. Thanks.
We again have Roger calling in from Japan. How's it going, Roger?
Hi, John. Hi.
We have David from Texas. How you doing, Dave?
Hi, John. Doing good.
We have Jill from Nevada. How you doing, Jill?
Hey, John.
We've got Christine from Pennsylvania.
Hi, John.
And we have a new addition this time. We lost Chris Marquardt, but we do have another person coming in from Germany. You know him, you love him. It's Tilo. How you doing, Tilo?
Thanks. Hi, folks.
Tilo is what we call our frequent flyer because if we're doing a trek, he's coming with us. So it's always great to have Tilo along with us. So
Thanks.
Again, this episode we start the first of the sightseeing, and we'll split the first couple days of sightseeing up into the first few episodes of this series, and we'll see an awful lot. It's really amazing. And you will see some definite changes in some of the places that we visit. So I'm really excited to show that to everyone. So let's go ahead and get back to, I think we start this episode back in Thamel. I could be wrong, but here we go.
So, John, you're glad to be back?
Oh, you're okay. So you guys got to tell me you're doing video. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, am I glad to be back? Of course I'm glad to be back. And it's just always wonderful to come back. And Jeffrey and I were talking as we were walking over here. We're about to get our hair cut, that on this trip especially, because we're going to be up in Tibet the whole time, we could have bypassed Kathmandu altogether and just kind of met up in Lhasa or met anywhere else that was flying to Lhasa, like somewhere in China or something. But Kathmandu is just, I think, an integral part of the experience. And I got joking that it's sort of the palate cleanser, but I don't know if that's the best metaphor to use, because I think it might be the anti-palate cleanser because there's so much going on here. But no, it's great to be back, and it's so nice. This is my fourth trip, but it's not like eighth or ninth time being Kathmandu, bookending the trips. But it's just so nice to be here because I have so many friends now, and I recognize so many people, and like recognized me right away. And
How do you know the barber? Who's the barber?
how do I know him?
Yeah.
The embroidery shop that I use is just right over here. And last year, I was just asking them if they knew of a barber that they really liked, and they're like, oh yeah, and they brought me down here. And so I used him for this guy down here for the first time last year, and I tipped him very well. So I think that helps him to remember who I am. But I always believe in that. People do a good job. I want to establish a long-term relationship with people because I'm coming back here all the time, and it's just nice to know if anyone needs anything. I've got a guy that does this. I've got a guy that does this. A guy that does that. So it's nice to. I try to treat people well so that they treat me back, in response as well. So. But anyway, I don't know their association, but they seem to be friends, so I'm cool with that. And so we're gonna get the haircut and massage, and again, that's just part of the experience of being here in Kathmandu.
And ritual.
And I like, my hair is really long right now. It doesn't seem long to probably anyone else but me, but I purposely always come here ready for a haircut so that I can get it done. And it's just nice. It's nice finally to get a little bit of downtime. There's been a lot of running around today, so.
Cool.
I think that answers your question. I'm not sure if that was the best answer, but that was definitely a John Miller answer.
Yeah.
So I asked
Especially
you a
on
one-line question, I'll give you a 10-minute answer.
Well, especially on almost no sleep yet.
At what?
You haven't had a lot of sleep
No,
to catch up.
I am running a little bit low on sleep, but hopefully I'll catch up tonight. But I did sleep through the first hour of my alarm this morning, so I got more than I anticipated. But it's all good. And then we'll have dinner at New Orleans tonight, as that'll be our first official meal as a group. So it's gonna be good. Now that everyone's here, Shaquille just arrived a little bit ago, 4 hours ago. So and now we're complete. And so it's gonna be good. And now
Good.
it starts.
Yahoo!
First need to get groomed.
Yahoo!
Shaquille, you complete me. Now, Geoff, you had been mentioning you wanted one of these haircuts. you had saved up as well for this.
I had. Yes, I'd saved up a lot, and at this point, I think we'd had our hair cut and we were headed in for the massage. And it's against everything that you, especially if you deal in medicine, it's against everything you know to have some guy who doesn't have a piece of paper or 3 or 4 on the wall to be working on your back. And but it was just the best.
So good.
It was so good. We went back, didn't we, John?
Oh yeah. We went
You
back.
two were so blissed out when you came back from that.
A good deal of the group went back with us after the trip.
And John, you I wanted to remind you, you've got a story about a photo that was taken this day that got back to us.
Oh, actually, it was the photo is from the trip, the visit we made after we got back from Tibet. But we had a bunch of us go over there, and we took a group photo with these two guys, whose names are totally escaping me right now. But in any case, I have a viewer who viewer of the show who went to Thamel in the fall, and he asked me where he could get a haircut, or where these guys are, and I told him, and he went there and he saw our picture on the wall. They had put the picture we had taken on the wall, and so he has a picture of himself with these two guys as well, with the photograph behind him. It's one of the things I love about these relationships you make there. You might think they're just casual in passing that you're making these relationships, but you're making them for life. Like this guy who's giving me the massage here, plus I love the noises he can make with his hands.
The cracking knuckles are incredible.
I don't know how he does that. Aaron, I think, was taught how to do that. But,
okay, so
he saw these passing on the road.
Let me preface this.
And
this
recognized me
year,
after spending 15 minutes with me a year earlier.
Yeah, focus. This year, there's a slight little change. John has kind of traded in his big camera for several smaller ones. I'm not really sure. And now he's doing funny things. Let's have a look at what he's doing there.
It looks destructive, but it's actually constructive.
What is it?
That's the difference. So this is the 3D rig. Those of you who are familiar with my show enough to have possibly donated and gotten a copy of the film, or those of you who have bought the DVD to the film, know that the narrator of my film has a certain voice. It's deep. It's commanding. Where's my best friend Danny Dodge? And Danny is also an inventor. Has a machine shop. And so I came to him a few weeks ago saying that I wanted to try filming stuff in 3D, and I wanted a rig to help me do that.
So that is the rig. It's not like a set of fancy binoculars, that's what it looks like.
Yep. So this is 2 cameras. They're identical, okay? And they're mounted to a plate right here of aluminum, or aluminium. This is an international audience. And then Danny, being Danny, he was really cool, and he coated it with me with this rubber, so it actually has, there's actually this plastic stuff, and the process was actually quite fascinating on how he did this. But then he gave me these nice knobs to, these are what mount into the cameras. They've got 1/4-20 threads on the other side. And then he tapped the hole here so that I put my tripod plate. But I didn't have enough time before leaving to test out putting the tripod plate on this little rig here. And as it turns out, these knobs were getting in the way. So I'm just shaving them down so that I can get this on my tripod. Because today we're going to go to Swayambhunath, the monkey temple, which I've been to many times before, and I figured there's not a whole lot of other stuff I'm going to shoot aside from just any people I see there. So I figured maybe this year I'll shoot in 3D. And let's see if this fits on the tripod.
That Leatherman, by the way, was given to me by a viewer.
Oh, is that right?
My whole life is affected by this show. It's amazing. I love it.
There we go. Bam!
Yay.
I've got it.
I always thought that rig looked like Johnny Five, the robot from Short Circuit.
Yes.
Alright, so here we are outside Swayambhunath.
Does anyone have any questions before we just head into it? I really kind of want you guys just to dive in and enjoy. But if anyone has any questions, you can always ask the 3 of us anything, and Pemba here as well. And I would say just have fun, because this is a really amazing, just wild place. It's so very, very, very cool. Anyone, anything? Okay, have fun.
Thank you. It costs more than my car. Well, I don't have it.
Do you have a car? Okay, so it does cost more than your car.
Roger, that statement stuck in my head forever.
Nope.
I don't know why. I always think about it.
No. You can't get off camera. Remember, you're part of the reason I'm filming.
Oh, okay.
So what were you just filming there? Or shooting? Picture of?
Yeah, just this little kid by himself, so... yeah, I actually saw a couple of other kids on the street crossing,
If you look closely, you can see Chris's handprint on that rail.
Oh, that's right. Was that this year or the year before? I can't remember. Year before. They were painting that railing and he put his hand on it. Good memory. So as you can see, they're doing something to the stupa there.
Yeah. This year they are constructing the stupa.
You guys may be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was some American invested several $1 million in the restoration.
Yes, and I think they were regilding the top of the stupa at that point.
Roger was back. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, you've visited since then.
Yeah, all of that scaffolding was gone by summer.
Nice. love the texture of that shot that Chris took there.
Yeah.
So these are all around on the grounds of the stupa complex, and there's just so much to see.
I think I was still caught in one of the vendor stalls negotiating over the price of an elephant at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were not letting you go.
No. No, it was my first attempt at negotiation.
It's a bit unnerving, isn't it? You're used to paying a set price. You're not used to having to negotiate the price.
It wasn't necessarily unnerving, but I didn't know how to make it stop.
I think Damien talks kind of about that here in a second too. When I you hear this footage, I listen to it, and the sound of it takes you back.
Actually, I find myself going back to the guy I just bought a souvenir from. He was chiseling out a medallion, I guess, and it caught my eye, and I started talking to him, and I bought one of his pieces. I really liked it.
Do you have it on you? Is it in your pack?
Pemba has it.
Oh, Pemba. Okay, Pemba. Yeah.
Pemba, sorry. Pemba has it. And, he wrapped it up really nicely too. So.
It's all wrapped in newspaper right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
what's it of? Do you know?
It's a Buddha, and it has he said not four, but there are several good luck charms going around it, and then there's a sutra going around that. And it's a Pemba right there. But it's
here. Let's see. So this is.
Yeah.
You don't have to open it necessarily. I just wanted to see how large it was.
Yeah, it's a pretty good size. Thank you.
How much was that, if you don't mind me asking?
How
much do you negotiate?
He started off at 18, and I got him down to 16. I really didn't try very hard. I'm not good at negotiating. I just
not yet.
But I mean, considering the time it probably took him to get this, I'm sure it's a good price.
Yeah.
See, I think it's a pretty good price, but I'm sure there's people watching you who are appalled by how much we paid for stuff. I always get emails. I can't believe how much you paid for that from all these Nepali students living in the U.S.
That it's not how much it's worth; it's how much it's worth to you.
Yeah.
So that's the price.
Yep.
Some people will pay, almost nothing for that, but some people will pay a lot, and it doesn't matter. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's how much it's worth to you is how much you need to pay for it. So.
Yeah, no, and he has some good stuff inside of his
the really high end stuff.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a lot better than the stuff that was outside, but this is all I was willing to spend.
I look forward to seeing that later at some point.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what it was on. But yeah, I actually asked him to sign it. It wasn't signed at first.
Oh, really?
And he started to wrap it, and I was like, is your name on there anywhere? He's like, no. And he took out a chisel and he was etching into it with a chisel and with his fingers, and I was like, you have really strong fingers. So I would have broke all of mine by now, carving that in there.
No, that's cool. Yeah, you're an artist, and artists need to sign their work.
Yeah, exactly. And I got a picture of him holding it, so I have. I don't know. So
you've got the documentation of the piece and the artist.
Yeah.
And you got a signature now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
But pretty good. I like it.
How many times have you been here?
Many times.
Many times. Okay, so I was asking you this earlier, and you're on camera right now. So if you were to come here by yourself,
yes.
Okay, what's the first thing you do?
With the Kora, it's
okay.
around the stupa.
Yeah. Why?
It's respect.
And how many times do you do it?
3 times.
3 times. Okay.
3 times.
Always 3 times. Okay. Nice.
Pemba was one of our Sherpa on the 2009 trek. You might remember me saying, but he had been upgraded to guide on this trek. He had gotten a promotion. So proud of him.
I thought you were going to say he was upgraded to God.
Well, that goes without saying. But you could see there how all that had been regilded. It was just gleaming. Because all the metalwork gets so dark from all the butter lamps. And everything just gets so dingy. And it was just really amazing to see it just gleaming in the sunshine. So Roger, is the entire thing regilded now?
I'll send you a photo.
Okay.
There were little offertory areas up there, right there.
Chris, how you feeling being back here?
And it's got a gate across it. Well, that one's broken, but there's others that have a wired, and people throw in their money. And there were kids with sticks. I got some great pictures of them with their sticks, getting the money out.
Very familiar and very surreal to be back in some way. Things have changed a bit. They have the scaffolding up on the stupa now, so they're doing more repairs. It's good to be back.
But it's certainly not caused any lack of visitation, has it?
All the what?
Visitation.
No, not at all.
There's still lots of people here.
Actually more people than last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm still trying to. If you do photo and video, I'm still in this process of trying to settle for like one or the other. But I'm doing both, and I'm still trying to get my bearings back in that regard, because I'm here and everything is like, whoa, I need to shoot this video now. So it's the sensory overload again a bit.
But isn't it a nice opportunity to come back? This is your third time here.
That's my third time up here, and it's not. I always discover new stuff up here, and it's always, yeah. Every time I'm here, it's cool again. It's wonderful again. It's beautiful again. Look at the light.
I'm just curious, are there any details you're noticing this third visit that you didn't notice the first or second?
Well, I noticed that they did a lot of repairs. That's one of the things that just jumped my eye. Like some of those parts of the stupa, the golden things are now even more gold, and then it just pop even more. Any specific detail? Well, I've seen a few like small back alleys and this kind of stuff. I know how to handle the salesman better. So first time I ended up like, okay, prayer flags. Felt like that was the only opportunity to get prayer flags, but I think we will be able to get them in Tibet, back in here in Kathmandu, and Thamel, everywhere. So other than that, just this general feeling of, yeah, I'm back. I'm just seeing another photo op over there.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, we head to Tibet on...
So these are the famous steps that go down from the stupa complex, and there are 365 steps here, one for every day of the year, and they are so steep. I got some pretty good shots. I think that kind of give you the good, correct perspective of what it's like to walk down them. Looks like everyone's leaning back.
I got a couple of stills of the steps, and I called it 365, or oh my god, my legs hurt.
Look at that. You notice most people are walking down the steps, not walking up the steps.
You threatened to make us walk up. Yes, you did.
Want to fight?
Again, that's why it's referred to as the Monkey Temple.
So what do you think, man?
It was great.
Yeah?
The monkeys were great. The temples were great.
Was it familiar to you from the show, or was it completely familiar but totally foreign at the same time?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember seeing it in the show, but it's so much better than in person than it is on the show. You can see so much more. All the different details, especially.
Alright. That's what I've been trying to tell people. You gotta go there yourself. I don't care if you go with me. Go there. Go yourself. See it in person.
How are you doing?
Nearly get rabies from a monkey yourself.
Is it tasty?
Watch this.
You didn't have it on video, but you didn't have it on video. But Shaquille and someone else was really chasing the monkeys. Wasn't it? Well, oh, yeah, Geoff. Yeah.
Yeah, he almost got me too, and it wouldn't have been good.
Monkeying around.
Yeah. We were being silly.
Hopefully you were having a good time.
I think I have pictures of that.
I think you do.
Yeah, maybe did. 1 month, Canada.
You're going to be in Canada in 1 month? Where? Are you going to be in Canada too?
Gandhar Airport.
Really? Yeah? Yeah, what city are you?
UN.
For the UN?
Yes.
This guy was so proud.
Oh, for the United Nations. Wow. 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 Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And how long are you going to be there in Canada?
North in Africa, Haiti.
Oh, and then you're going to Haiti?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. For the UN. Yeah. Oh, a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
You're from Canada?
No, I'm from the United States.
A lot of work to do. Thank you.
Second largest
Namaste. Happy New Year.
Canada?
Second largest country in the
Landmass, yeah.
Ottawa.
It's true. He's just said Ottawa. So what are you doing there, Geoff?
Right now?
Like what you're
right now? I'm composing myself because I have chills. Really, that was spectacular.
But you've been giving out stuff. What are you giving out?
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been really giving out the Canada pin, which are my provincial rep gave me, and so. What I've been sort of doing is introducing Canada and then asking people if I can take their picture, and most people are very receptive, and then they want to tell me about, they've been to Canada, or they love Canada, or they know Canada. So yeah, it's really...
Were you expecting that?
I don't think so. No, I wasn't.
So that gentleman right there just came up, and he's going to be in Canada in 2 months?
He's going through Canada. Sounds like he's going through Canada to go to Haiti because he's part of the UN team. So yeah, so he was, I sort of wanted to ask him permission because here the culture really is that you ask the man if you can take the picture of, I didn't know whether it was a daughter, probably I think it was a sister. So I wanted to ask her first, him first.
But you've got these little pins.
I've got these little pins, of which I'm out of them.
You're out of them again.
I'm out of them again. But they're little tiny pins, basically showing the Canada flag, and yeah, and I've got lots of them to give away.
So you are doing double duty as a participant and an ambassador to your country.
I am.
On this trek.
I am. But, everybody loves Canada and everybody thinks great things about Canada, so, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm proud.
Here, guys. Don't worry. Check it out. There you go.
What
Yeah, Geoff, I still have my pin. It's still on my vest. It's just a permanent fixture.
No.
Here, step down. It's always fun to have the LCD screen you can flip out because everyone likes seeing themselves on camera.
Look at me, guys. 1, 2, come on, count to 3. 1, 2. I didn't hear 3.
Can you say 3? 1,
Say
2, 3.
Yeah.
One. Okay, let's practice. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who counted to 4? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3,
4.
Oh, I just love the people there. I think it's pretty obvious. I love the people there.
Those guys actually posed really well. They did. I think I took about 10 or 15 shots of them. They got some beauties.
Well, I think we spent about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half there. Does this sound about right to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the year before we were told, okay, you have 15 minutes. Like, not enough. And certainly an hour and a half isn't enough either. But we had other places to go and other things to do before we headed for Tibet. We had such limited time in Kathmandu, and so we'll see some of that other stuff that we got to do next week. And we get to return to Budnath, of course, the enormous stupa in the valley. But the group also was able to return to Bhaktapur while I was off running errands in Thamel and getting other stuff ready. So I'm looking forward to seeing that footage because, quite honestly, I haven't seen it. So looking forward to getting a look at what you guys got to see there, because that's an amazing place too. So I guess, as always, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you being along for the ride here. And I guess we'll join up with you next week. So yeah, we're back on the weekly release schedule, as hopefully you can tell. So we'll have one of these out every week, and just please, stay along for the ride, because once we get into Tibet, as I said in, I think, Series 1, everything changes once you get into Tibet. So it's pretty amazing. So thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it.
Bye, John.
Thanks, John. Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye. The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes. A one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options, will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest: The Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywu.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.